Hello everyone and welcome to the special broadcast, and we are going to go straight to Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal is joining us live. Mr. Goyal, really appreciate your time here on NDTV. We have seen easing up of tax regulations for the middle class, but what about trade and commerce, sir?
Maria, don't you think easing up of tax is a very light word? I think you've seen a revolution in the tax system. Everybody who earns up to 12 lakhs or salary payers up to 12 lakhs 75,000 having to pay no tax is like almost removing the tax on the middle class. And I must compliment Prime Minister Modi and Nirmala ji for this very bold decision. It'll add significantly to consumption demand, give a big boost to growth, and will certainly have a huge impact on the middle class as well as on trade and commerce. Because as consumption demand increases, it'll lead to greater trade, greater demand for goods and services. It'll add an investment impetus so that foreign and Indian investors would look to get into manufacturing of the goods which are sought by the people. That will create more jobs. Those jobs will create more incomes, more spending power. So we are seeing the virtuous cycle, which will certainly give a big boost to industry, a big boost to commerce. Our competitiveness due to economies of scale will increase, so we can add to our exports. This year also we expect exports to cross the $800 billion mark and set an all-time record. We are seeing very good demand for an investment destination and a sourcing destination. We have full confidence that this budget is going to lay the foundation of Viksit Bharat 2047.
Right. Piyush Goyal, sir, the opposition says that the government is not willing to break free. In fact, it says that it does not want to deregulate and loosen its control, which is why they are saying that budget is only going to make bureaucracy happy. I know you were the face of Jan Vishwas 1.0. There's Jan Vishwas 2.0 coming up now. How is it going to change the way regulations is, implemented in the country?
If you look at the entire speech and then go through the documents, the entire focus is on deregulation, states to work with the center to make life easier for business, for trade, and for the common man. In fact, I was telling somebody earlier in the day, there was a time when the Congress was in government that many people had a fixed day every week when they would come to Delhi to sort out their licenses, their permissions, their environmental clearances, go and meet bureaucrats, go and meet politicians. That's all history. Now, through the year, there are many people who haven't come to Delhi for many years altogether. I was jokingly telling somebody that I'll have to create a problem for you to come and meet me. But that's the beauty of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's work. He wants to make it so easy that everything is online, everything is transparent, and our effort is to encourage states also to join that. Jan Vishwas 2 has already identified 100 provisions which we will decriminalize. Almost all central regulations and compliances have been made easier or eliminated altogether. Our next step is how can we get the states on board so that both international and Indian investors find it very easy to buy land, register land, very easy to start operations. I'm very confident that the states also will join us in this effort in the months to come.
Sir, the budget is of course coming at a time when there are global uncertainties, global headwinds as we are seeing them. There is of course the threat of tariffs as well. You have also traveled and we are inching closer to FTAs. What does this budget mean for our trade relations with the US, UK, and also enhancing our MSMEs?
I think the budget has done a signaling to the world that India is opening up for much greater integration with the world economies, particularly the developed world. So whether it's the Middle Eastern countries, Europe, America, we are looking at expanding our trading with all of these countries. We are very confident in the ability, the talent and skill of India, Indians, Indian entrepreneurs, Indian workers, Indian engineers, our professionals, and we do believe that we can work in the world with confidence, move gradually towards lower tariff regimes, work towards strengthening our competitiveness and focus on products where we believe we have a comparative advantage, as Michael Porter had suggested. So I'm very confident going forward in expanding trade with Europe, with UK or the EU, with expanding our relations with Middle Eastern countries, with the United States, which has a new administration, an administration that's focused on promoting industry and manufacturing. India is focused on promoting manufacturing. Together, we complement each other. And I can see the US and India becoming very strong trading and economic partners. Strategic partnership is going to grow. Our defense partnership is going to grow. And we are very confident that two large and old, strong democracies are going to become even better friends in the future.
Right. Mr. Goyal, also this is a pro-middle class budget. Let me ask you a political question. You are part of the crack team that's working on Delhi. How is it going to, what kind of message does it also send out to the voters of Delhi where there is a substantial middle class? Because last few years, the focus of all political parties, including yours, was largely on welfare and reaching out to poor segments of the society.
The budget has come only today. We were winning this election even before the budget. The people of Delhi are fed up with the corruption. We are fed up with the lethargy, are fed up with all the false promises of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. They want to see development. They want to see better infrastructure. They want to see proper housing for the poor. They want to have a place where their children can grow up in better environments. They want to see quality of water. They want to see quality of life, a pollution-free city, pollution-free rivers. And the Aam Aadmi Party is completely lost the plot. People are disenchanted with them. The BJP is poised to have a resounding victory. And I'm very confident that the people of Delhi have made up their mind to vote for the BJP. They have confidence in the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. They want a double-engine government that doesn't confront the center on every step, but works in collaboration with the center for a better future for the people of Delhi. This budget has also laid the roadmap for Viksit Bharat. So obviously, that will also support Viksit Delhi. Obviously, we want a strong capital, a Viksit Rajdhani, which will support our vision of Viksit Bharat.
Sir, a couple of more questions before we let you go, sir. There is no doubt that domestic consumption will increase with more money in the hands of people, but how will the relief to the middle class also lead to growth, recovery, and aid in manufacturing as well?
Well, very logical. As demand increases and people have more money to spend, the disposable incomes, the money in the pocket increases, and they spend on goods and services, the demand increases. When the demand for these goods increase, it leads to a demand to grow the manufacturing capacities in those goods. Let me give you a simple example of air conditioners. We used to be largely dependent on imports of air conditioners until a few years ago. When Prime Minister Narendra Modi brought out the production-linked incentive for air conditioners, they started getting assembled in India and the components started getting indigenized. From a level of barely 20%, we are already at about 60-65% indigenization within the air conditioners sold in India. A number of compressor factories are coming up. The indigenization will go up to 85% in the next 24 months. And gradually, we are becoming self-reliant, Atmanirbhar in air conditioners. Now, when we did all this planning, our expectation of air conditioner market growing was at about 7, 8, 10%. The reality is it's multiplying by leaps and bounds. The growth in air conditioner demand is just beyond our imagination. So all the plans that we had, all the plans industry had to create a manufacturing ecosystem around air conditioners are now falling short of the demand. With this step to give middle class more income, this demand will further increase. So I think demand increase, consumption demand leads to demand in the market, more manufacturing. That will lead to jobs. Jobs will lead to further incomes. The virtuous cycle of growth can be seen in this budget.
All right, Mr. Goyal, thank you so much for joining us here on NDTV and sharing all your thoughts on Budget 2025.
Thank you.